Hi everyone, Jeremy Long here from Vivax Metrotech Canada. I'm going to do a video here for you on our new vLoc 3 RTK Pro. What this unit is simply a all-in-one utility locator and RTK GPS GNSS receiver all built into one. So no external devices needed, don't need to carry a tablet or have other external GPS devices. It's all included into one tight package. You can actually see one there, just sitting above me. So all together that allows us to do the locate, take points, 2.5 centimeter accuracy possible with an RTK subscription. And at the same time, all this data is transmitted up to our cloud. And it can also be transmitted from our cloud to other apps and desktop software devices. It's very seamless to take these points, so no need to come back out with a survey device or send another crew out. The one person, the utility locator, can do it all at once very quickly. I'm going to head outside now so we can actually show you how to collect the points. Then we'll come back in and show you the cloud. Stay tuned.
Okay, here we are outside. We're going to start our locate now. So the first thing we want to do is push and hold our I button. Now we're going to scroll down to where we see new survey, push enter. We're going to say yes, we want to start a new survey. Pick our utility type, which is gas. We're going to push enter. And now we can begin our new survey. We always want to make sure that we start by doing this so that we don't end up putting our survey on top of the last one. So on screen now we can see that we have 0 distance from last point because we just started a new survey. Up the top you can see our cell coverage. Beside that we've got our transmitter link. Next to that we have our GPS coverage in green. If we push the I button quickly, we can have a quick look to see that yes, we do have 1 inch accuracy or 2.5 centimeters. So now we're going to begin doing our locate. We're going to find our best peak signal, lower the receiver down to the ground, push I and plus to log. It'll ask us to level that back, and what's that doing? That's taking the GPS, the RTK antenna, and putting it directly over top of the base of the receiver where you've got it. So let's carry on and do a couple more points. So you can see now we've got a little bit of distortion on the line. It's gone red, which is fine. Our first point was green. We're 6 feet 9 inches from 10 inches from our last point. We'll push I plus, level it out, take our reading, and away we go. So it just takes the reading as soon as it becomes level. Let's carry on. So you can decide at this point, you can see by the on-screen display how often you want to take a point. So if you're doing a depth of cover survey and you say you want to take it at certain intervals, you can see that quickly on screen with the on-screen display. We're 17 feet from our last point. We'll push I plus, tilt the receiver back, and away we go. It's just that simple. Now when we take this next point, you can see that we will also have on screen our elevation. So if we want to take our elevation and put that in the equation, when we push the I button, if you look here in the top corner, there's our elevation. So we'll take one more point and then we'll go back inside and review the results.
So here we are now back at our computer. We're going to take a look at our VM Maps cloud. This is what allows us to use the data that we collected from our RTK. When you buy your RTK, most likely your dealer will help you set up a cloud account. If not, you can create one now actually, and not to be concerned if you've taken some points already. As soon as you create that cloud account and put that serial number of the RTK in, just turn the RTK receiver back on and it will know within a few minutes where to send the data. Obviously, if you have a SIM card enabled and working in the receiver, it will do that. Quite simple to set up the account. Just click create one and it will walk you through the steps of how to do that. Obviously, I've already got an account, so I'm just going to click the sign in button here. Once we sign in, we come to the dashboard. Now a little bit about our cloud. We can set this up for you if you want to have a company account, so we can have several different users in one account. You would set up an administrator, which will allow that person to set up other users below them, and whether they want to be supervisors, managers, or just simply users. Users will see their own information. Supervisors will be allowed to see the user's information. Of course, the admin can see it all. You can also set up a team, so if you have two different teams working, different projects, different areas, you can set up the teams at all. All this can be accessed by clicking on the admin function over here on your left-hand side. I can manage users, so I can see who's there. So you can see myself, Jeremy Long, I'm the company admin, and then Dave Wolf is the team supervisor. I can add people from there just simply by clicking this red button here that says add new user, and simply fill out the information and what role I want them to have. I can be team supervisor, team admin, company supervisor, company admin. Again, if I had different teams set up, that's where I would set up what team they are in charge of. So let's go and take a look back to our dashboard. So now that we've taken a quick look at some of the basic functions of what we can do in here to set up different users, let's take a look at our actual surveys. So I'm going to click on survey, and up pops here my survey screen. So these are the surveys that I've done. I can filter out the date range if I want. Now I just set up a new account and change the settings on it. So these are all the surveys that I've done since I started that account, even if I went back. So I can type in a filter here. Let's say I wanted to filter by user. I could type in someone's name and it will filter out just the surveys that were logged under their username, as well as date and time. So down here, we'll notice we've got a few different surveys. We have the ability here to merge surveys, to join them together. If I wanted to join two surveys together, all I simply do is click the box next to them, click on merge. It'll bring up a little box and say, what do you want to call this? So I'm just going to call it test. Click save. Now that's created. Here's my box. So it's cleaned up my screen a little bit. It's taken those two surveys and put them in to one box. I click the plus sign next to it, and then I can see my surveys that I've got. Now I can click on those surveys individually to view the data, or I can simply go back and click the whole thing and it will show me both of them. Now, we also have the ability to rename stuff. So if I click on this little orange pencil here, it will give me the ability to change the name of that. So if I wanted to say test gas, that's now named that. I can change this as well. So if I had a job that I was doing, I could name it the job name and then change the name of those below. Similar to what I've done here. So on this Vasey Road project that I've done, I want to add this Bell telephone to it. I've got the Bell telephone drop, but this locate here happens to be the Bell telephone for the main Bell line. So I want to add this to this survey and have it follow underneath my Vasey Road survey. So I'm going to click the box. I'm going to click my box next to my main group file, click merge, and it's going to ask me, are you sure that you want to put this in with the same surveys? Do I want to put it in the same group? Yes, I do. So there it is now. It's fallen in line and it is now joined with this. So when I click on my Vasey Road, I can now see that I have my Bell service drop, which is telephone, and I've got my Bell telephone here, which is my main Bell phone line. If I wanted to take a look at the satellite view, I can check out the satellite view of that as well. If I open up this KML file in Google Earth, it will allow me to zoom in a little bit closer and get a little bit more detail. If Street View is available, I can click on this little icon and I can drop it down to see my Street View. I can scroll this around and that will allow me to see all those points. Kind of an interesting view to look at stuff. So I'm going to go back to our regular map. Click out of there. Now I want to export this data. Maybe I want to put it into a GIS software or a different type of mapping software, or send it off to somebody so they can use it. I'm going to click the Export tab, choose which file type I'd like to export. So let's say I want to do a KML. I want to leave it in WGS84 reference, and just simply click the Export. Down the bottom left-hand corner will pop up your file. You can click on that and it will take you to the file. You can save it or send it off, email it, do what you wish with it from there. So that's a quick overview of our VM maps. If you want to see some more of this, please get a hold of us and we will be more than happy to help you out, do an on-site demo or walk through it as a webinar. Either way, we'd like to show you this VM maps and we're glad that you watched our video. Thank you very much and have a great day.